So you're a Stampede geek. You think you know everything about the greatest outdoor show on earth. You know where to find all the crazy foods. You can maybe name this year's Chuck's winner. But you know what? How much do you know about the 1912 Stampede? Well, we went deep into the archives to find out a few long forgotten details. Let's see what you know. So number one, the guy who founded the Calgary Stampede wasn't from Calgary, Alberta, or even the West. Guy Wiedek was born in Rochester, New York in 1885. But eventually his interest in cowboys took him all the way out west to learn the tricks of the trade, become a really good trick roper, and a pretty good promoter, ending up on the vaudeville circuit. And that's what brought him to Calgary. Number two, the Calgary Stampede was actually rejected as an idea initially. Yeah, when Guy Wiedek came back to Calgary in 1912, he had a big plan for a frontier show that he thought Calgary couldn't refuse. But here's the thing, it kind of did. Business owners weren't that interested, and the Calgary exhibition, they weren't interested either. What saved it was when four really rich cattlemen heard about the idea, and they said, you know what, we'll backstop that deal. And that's what saved the Calgary Stampede from really being a forgotten idea. Number three, there was actually a shout different from Yahoo many years ago. Yeah, everyone is now familiar with Yahoo as a cheer, and some people sometimes debate whether it's Yahoo or Yeehaw. But in 1912, there was a newspaper advertisement where they had a very different kind of cowboy shout. And you'll excuse me, it's whoopee E-E-E. I don't know if anyone actually ever said that, but it was something that they were essentially encouraging people to say. It's not one you hear anymore though. Number four, reviews for the Calgary Stampede were actually kind of mixed. Yeah, people came here by the thousands and generally had a really good time, it seems. And the merchants were thrilled because those who did come spent a lot of money. But the newspapers, they kind of gave a mixed review. One thought the Stampede organization didn't do enough to attract people from down south that come to Calgary to watch the big show. The other concern was people didn't necessarily get value for money. They were charged a lot, and the show maybe didn't quite live up to those prices. Nonetheless, here we are all these years later. People will have complaints, but they'll also go to the Stampede by the thousands. Number five, it was supposed to be one and done. Yeah, it seems funny now. We have Stampedes every year, but back in 1912, that was supposed to be it. It was a one-off hurrah for the pioneer age. And when it was over, it was over. Guy Wiedek took his plans, went to Winnipeg, and went to run a Stampede in New York, but that was it. In 1919, though, they called him back and said, could you do one more to celebrate the end of the First World War? And that was also a pretty big success. Then, in 1923, we decided, well, let's do this every year. And that started the long tradition we celebrate today. Whoopee E-E-E. If you know some of these facts, or you're interested in sharing some of the facts you know, leave an answer below.